Hi, my sweet fourth graders. I'm sure you can tell Miss Murphy has slept in. She has just woke up. This is Sunday morning where I am at right now. So I woke up and realized I have not made any videos for the Google Classroom. I really took a break. I really took a break this Christmas break. So I am up bright and early and going to make some of these videos so you get to look at this lovely hair I got going and face with no makeup. All right, so we're going to be going over the Monday spiral. Remember, if you see, I'm still half asleep, y'all. I'm going over the answers with you, so there's no reason to miss any of them. All right, so compare the numbers using greater than, less than, or equal to. Y'all, I haven't even had my coffee yet. That's how much I love you that I'm doing the videos before my coffee. All right, so if I look at these two numbers, I have 24,577 and 121,000. I'm comparing the two. Now, back in maybe August, September, I'm not sure quite when we did this, we said if there's more digits, it's automatically bigger. So if you look at these digits, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is 6 digits long. This one is 5. This is automatically going to be the smaller number because it is less digits. So I'm going to say this number is less than this number. And I'm going to give a little shout out to my friend Chance in my classroom. He told me instead of just watching the video and just putting the answers in, he actually tries them out first and then watches each question to see if he got it right. That is a very smart thing to do because that's going to help him to know this when we get back in class together and not be lost or not just depend on me to give the answers. So, way to go, Chance. You're awesome. All right, so let's look at the second question. If you look at the next question, you'll even notice the exact same thing as the first one. The first number has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits. The second number has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. So we're comparing 7 digits to 6 digits. This one's automatically bigger because it has more digits. So I'm going to say greater than. All right, moving on. There are 28,379 animals living in the Pine Grove Forest. If 1,678 animals are relocated, that word means that they're moved somewhere else. They're taken away to the forest this year. How many animals will there be in all? So, I know it says in all, and usually it makes us think to add, but if we are moving, taking away, relocating, what operation is that? Subtraction. So we're going to actually subtract these two numbers. Because relocating is telling me to take away. All right. If I look at the ones place, I know 9 minus 8 is a difference of 1. So I put a 1 in the ones place. 7 minus 7 is a difference of 0. Put a 0 in the tens. I cannot take 6 from 3, so I'm going to go to the thousands, take 1 away, and give 10 to the hundreds. 13 minus 6 is the difference of 7. 7 minus 1 is a difference of 6, and then 2 minus nothing is a difference of 2. So that would be 26,701 animals. So we're going to label it as animals. We've talked before that you're going to need to make sure you label in 5th grade, so make sure that we are labeling that. All right, so our next question is 29 times 82. so you remember when we are multiplying two-digit numbers, we are not using the tens place yet. So we're going to bubble the 8 to remind ourselves, don't even worry about it. So we're just doing 29 times 2. 9 times 2 is a product of 18. The 8 will go in the ones place. The 1 will go above the tens. 2 times 2 equals 4 plus 1 equals 5. All right, so we're done with the 2 and we're done with the 1. We're going to mark these out. So now we need to put a placeholder below the 8, and that's going to cover our ones place. So now we're doing 29 times 8. 9 times 8 is a product of 72. 9 times 8, so 2 is in the ones place. 7 goes above the tens. 2 times 8 is a product of 16. Plus 7 is going to be a sum of 23. I put a 2 in the tens, 3 in the hundreds, and 2 in the thousands. If I add these together, 8 plus nothing would be a sum of 8. 5 plus 2 is a sum of 7. 3 plus nothing is a sum of 3. And then 2 plus nothing is a sum of 2. So your product would be 2,378. All right, so since you're watching this video, you get to get the secret word. Some of you will have a bunch of dojo points in the secret word. Since I gave a shout out to my buddy Chance in my homeroom for trying the questions out first before this following the video, I'm going to say the secret word is chance. I'm so proud of you, buddy. All right. Next, find the quotient. I have noticed a lot of people are starting to put a decimal for this. I have not taught that. And the only way to get a decimal is either if your grown-up teaches you, which if that's the case, I haven't been counting off because maybe they're teaching you how to find the decimal, or if you're using a calculator. I want the remainder only. I want the remainder only. We are planned to come back to in class next week and we're doing division. I'm not counting the decimal. Do not do it as a decimal. Leave the remainder. Please leave the remainder. You'll learn that in 5th grade, how to do decimal. All right, so remember when we're dividing, we're going to have our division family. Dad, mom, sister, brother, pet kangaroo. All right, so D tells me to divide. So 4 will divide into 5 one time. 4 times 1 equals a product of 4. I'm going to S subtract. 5 minus 4 is a sum of 1. So then B, bring down the 4. 4 will go into 14. Oh, so I brought down saying okay. Tells me to keep going. Start from the beginning. 4 will go into 14 3 times. 4 times 3 is a product of 12. So now I'm going to S subtract. 14 minus 12 is a difference of 2. B tells me to bring down, so I'm bringing down the 8. 4 goes into 28 7 times. 4 times 7 is a product of 28. See, I'm so used to doing it, I'm not even using my side here. 28 minus 28 is a difference of 0. And then bring down your 3. Since I brought down, I'm going to keep going back to the beginning. 4 will divide into 3 0 times. 4 times 0 equals 0. 3 minus 0 equals 3. So my remainder is 3. 1,370, remainder 3. All right, next question. Mr. Sal donates $457 each year. And guys, if you ever see that I make a mistake on something, I've done it before in these videos. Tell me, let me know, so I can fix that. So anyway, Mr. Sal donates $3,457 each year to the Boys and Girls Club. If he donates the same amount for the next 32 years, how much will he have donated? Okay, so I should have changed this number because it's going to be multiplying. Because each year we know we're doing it times 32. So we're giving this amount every year for 32 years. So we are going to multiply by 32. So I will go ahead and do it with you because obviously we haven't learned how to do 4 divided by 2. It's the exact same way as 2 by 2, just a little bit more work. All right, so we're still going to bubble our 3. 7 times 2 is a product of 14. The 4 goes in, the ones place. I carry the 1 to the tens. 5 times 2 is a product of 10. Plus 1 equals 11. Carry the 1. 4 times 2 is a product of 8. Plus 1 would equal 9. 3 times 2 is a product of 6. So I'm done with the 2. And I'm done with all these 1s up here, so I can mark them out. Since I marked out the 2, I'm going to put a placeholder below the 4. And now I'm doing 3,457 times 3. You can work it out to the side if it's easier. All right, 7 times 3 is a product of 21. The 1 will go in the ones place. The 2 goes above the tens. 5 times 3 is a product of 15. Plus 2 equals 17. Carry the 1. 4 times 3 is a product of 12. Plus 1 equals 13. 3 goes in the hundreds and the 1 goes in the thousands. 3 times 3 is a product of 9 plus 1 equals 10. So that number will be moved over here. And then we are going to add them together. 4 plus the arrow equals 4. 1 plus 1 is a sum of 2. 9 plus 7 is a sum of 16. The 6 goes in the hundreds. The 1 goes above the thousandths. 1 plus 6 is the sum of 7 plus 3 is a sum of 10. 0 goes in the thousandths. 1 goes above the 10 thousandths. 1 plus 0 is a sum of 1. And then 1 plus nothing is a sum of 1. So, remember every 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3, comma. We're going to put our comma. So he donated $110,624. Whoa. That is a generous person right there. That's what we need more of for sure. What factors do 20 and 30 have in common? Okay, so remember from previous weeks, factors mean few. It's the numbers you're multiplying to get to this multiple. So you always start with 1 for both of them. We'll do that in a second. I'll do the 30 in a second. I'll hold off. All right, so I have to think of what times 1 equals 20. 1 times 20. Hello. 20 is an even number, so 2 is going to be a factor. So we'll put 2 as our first factor. I had to think what I was doing for a second. What times 2 is going to equal 20? 2 times 10. Now then you have to think about what times 3 would equal 20. Now 3 times 7 equals 21. So I don't think anything times 3 equals 20. 4 is our next number. 4 times 5 equals 20. Now if you look here, where I made my rainbow, there is nothing between 4 and 5. There's no whole numbers. So I've listed all my factors for 20. Those are all the things I multiply to get to 20. Okay. All right, so 30 is next. We have 1 as our first factor. 1's always our first factor. 1 times what equals 30? 30. Next number we check after 1 is 2, because 2 comes after 1. If I look at 30, I see that 30 is an even number because there is a 0 in the ones place. So 2 times what equals 30? Here is where it's a good strategy to try to divide. Just try to divide. Still half asleep. I think after this I'm going to have a cup of coffee. 2 goes into 3 one time. 2 times 1 equals 2. 3 minus 2 equals 1. Bring down your 0. 2 will go into 10 5 times. So 2 times 15. Next we're going to check the number 3. 3. Does 3 times anything equal 30? Yes, 3 times 10 equals 30. What about after 3 we have 4? I know 4 times 7 equals 28. 4 times 8 equals 32. No, I don't think anything times 4 is going to equal 30. That's a whole number. Next, let's check 5. Well, there's a 0 in the ones place. So 5 is going to have to be, so something times 5 is going to have to equal 30. 5 times 6 equals 30. Thing with factors, you got to know multiplication. You got to know them really well. Now, if you look between 5 and 6, there are no other numbers between 5 and 6. So I've listed all my factors. Let's find all the common factors, meaning what numbers they both have. They both have a 1. Both have a 2. They don't both. This one has a 3, but not that one. This one has a 4, but not that one. 5, they both have a 5. 6, this one has a 6, not that one. 10, they both have a 10. 20, 15, 30. Okay, so the only factors they would have in common are 1, 2, 5, 10. So those are the ones that you're going to list on what factors your 20 and 30 have in common. Last question. Draw the pattern set in the pattern. Okay, well, I did not think this out because you can't really draw on here. So if you'll just list how many squares on top and how many going down, I'll count that. All right, so let me see. We got, first one is 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. Next one is 3 on the top. Excellent drawing, Miss Murphy. 3 on the bottom. So it looks like we added 1 to the top and added 2 to the bottom. So we added 1 here, added 2 here. Last one is 4 on the top. Five on the bottom. That's what I thought. I couldn't see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we added 1 here because we went from 3 to 4. And this one from 3 to 5, so we added 2 here. So the next one looks like we'll add 1 to the top. I'm going to do circles because I can't draw sideways. So we're going to have 5 on the top. We'll add 2 here, so that means we'll have 6, 7. 7 on the bottom. So since you can't draw this on the spiral, if you'll just say 5 on top, 7 on bottom, I'll count that. So I was not thinking that through when I gave you that question. All right, that is your spiral for today. Join me at 1 o'clock if you'd rather do the Tuesday spiral. Time for coffee.